I've been in my Bible lately. Understand, like, shit crazy.
World said fuck us, so we said fuck the world.
You know,
The world said fuck us,
24/13.
so we said fuck the world.
Yeah, shit, that's your head.
The world said fuck us,
Shall
so
we
we
say,
said fuck the world.
fuck the world.
The world don't love us,
No.
so we said fuck the world. Look, I know you can't hold on, but hold on. I know them lights ain't on, but hold on. Look, even if you feel you got nothing to hold on. I got a message, cause I said hold on to your sanity. I know you in a position that you ain't planned to be. With our lives, we're not addicted to gambling. You feel the pressure and the thoughts in your head are scrambling. You feel the storm getting closer. You feel like giving up before you even start, then it's over. You feeling like fuck it, you going through too much to be sober. Life is passing you by as you do this over and over, over and over, over and over, over and over. Time to make a change now. Instead of that, you fall a victim to the same now. Starting to find out that this life is not a game now. Back against the wall, couldn't run as the poor man screamed to the top of his lungs. World said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world don't love us, so we said fuck the world. For real, look. Cover your eyes, don't wanna see the blood on the leaves. Bodies of eyes innocently hanging from trees, floating in screens, blood in the water, blood on the altar. Still don't believe justice is coming. Heavenly Father, did not Christ say vengeance is mine? Don't even bother. When he return, it's gonna be slaughter. Ooh, I know you don't wanna face it, but what's real love sound like hatred. And you gotta be fucking crazy if you think they gonna get away with killing all them babies, feeding them to alligators. All the women that was raped, the transatlantic slave trade made us build a nation that we can't partake in. School to prison, pipeline, mass incarceration. All the lives that's been taken, hated to love it. You only talk about forgiveness cause we never get justice. I think you really reluctant. I remember hearing a hood nigga say all the shit he would've done if he was living during slavery. Look what's going on today, and you ain't doing a damn thing but putting shame on your ancestors' name. But who's to blame? All these drugs, pills, weed, beans, lean, and cocaine. I get the feeling that we living in a big dope game. World said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world don't love us, so we said fuck the world.
At Motorcycle Mechanics Institute, you can learn the skills needed to become a motorcycle mechanic in just 4
All my niggas ride for me. I got niggas that'll die for me. You niggas ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you won't bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilled like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap built like that, cause niggas get killed like that. When you ain't built like that, you niggas ain't built like that. You was never on the block, you ain't never dodge a knock. You ain't never fought another crew holding down the park. You ain't swam with the sharks, you ain't wrestled with the gators. You was never fucking popping, you ain't got no fucking haters. Bitch, niggas like you make me watch out for the traitors. When you round some real niggas, mind your behavior. I will beat a nigga ass, then I'm laughing like I'm Jada. Get your fucking mind blown like a cartridge on a Sega. You niggas want attention, they don't want the war though. Talking all that shit, but you got a glass jaw. Ho, they never deliver. They got that DiGiorno. This that Walking Dead flow. I eat a rapper torso. You ain't the same man once you off the microphone. You ain't never broke a bone. You ain't never had a scar. You a certified pussy, so don't make me pull your card. I'm a certified prophet, respected like the word of God. Cause you ain't got the heart, nigga. You ain't got the heart. You ain't about to finish any beef that you start. You ain't never been a soldier, little nigga. Play your part. Claiming that you'll spark when you ain't got the heart. Cause you niggas ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you gon' bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilt like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that. Cause niggas get killed like that. When you ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you gon' bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilled like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that. Cause niggas get killed like that. All my niggas ride for me. All my niggas ride with me. I got niggas that'll die for me. All my niggas ride with me. You niggas ain't.
Fuck what them bitches gotta say. I'm a West nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't give a love fuck what them niggas gotta say. I'm a West nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't care about what they say. Hey. Fuck with my Akima, fuck with my sisters, then I got a problem, I'm never gonna miss you. I got 100 hanging out the AR, I got a 50 hanging out the pistol. He say it's corner, I'm just being realistic. I be on them corner posted with the realest. If it's the Sabbath, then we going fishing. I'm reeling them in, that's a God-given mission. I'm really on 10, but I'm stamped in the pistol. I get the order, be glad of this mission. Hebrew Academy graduate, nigga. Training, go through the baddest conditions. I don't fuck with none but the baddest of bitches. She righteous, submissive, she glad to be with me. Had that thing Putin like that, man, niggas. She know I'm a prophet, she got to be listening. Disrespect, I ain't having that shit till I go make some business from scratch. She bitchin' the different breed of black men. We don't do the back thing. I remember back when I was really trapping, trying to get the racks in, selling dope to black men. But now I'm trying to make it straight. Like, don't forget about my face. We standing up straight, can't hold us. Too heavy, the world won't hold us. Don't use some rank, I told you. Line up in these ranks, we sold you. You can take them to the bank, we focus. How many times must we remind you? One body, one way, some break off, but never take off as a place. When the law with you ain't no up next. It's just us, nigga, that's that on that. All that weak shit, that ain't no threat. Say you won't beat, bitch, with that ain't no sweat. We with all that. The Lord called a nigga out the world. I responded and called back. Oh, Lord. And everything that they stole from us, fuck that shit, we want all that. Them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the command and general, YAHANNA, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. We unaffiliated with them. I cannot fuck around with fake niggas. We taking ground when we in your city. You better have the women, have the liquor. Keep that bitch on me, please don't but the same. Don't be a fool and be another victim. victim. Say you a goon, you just another Christian. How you my brother, you ain't in here with me. We in the gutter, deep down in the trenches. We with them niggas locked up in the prison. Fucking Hispanic, Native American, Indian. We ain't just talking shit, but we living in it. We be everywhere, you can't miss it. And we be precious hell, take a picture. And we professional with the scriptures. Play, we gon' script from, yeah, we some killers. These niggas tripping, they mind blown. But business, forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't get it pause when niggas say that they be looking for niggas to slide on. The slide that I know about is when I send with the gun with the slide for real. I get the order, you know that it's slaughter. See me and my niggas gon' die for kill. The bigger the better for kingdom of heaven. You niggas get wet up by me cause I'm fed up. I rep UPK. My niggas won't let up. Got choppers, got nines, AKs, Berettas. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with me and my nigga like bitch or whatever. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with me and my nigga like them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the commanding general, YAHANNA, we unaffiliated with them. They tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. See, they always ask us like.
Let's clap it up. Clap it up for Yahawashi Mashiach, who we ignorantly call Christ. Let's clap it up for Commander General YAHANNA, all the generals, all the captains, all the officers, all the troopers, the sisters, and the young men. With ISUPK coming out of 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street, under Commanding General YAHANNA. And since 1969, we've been bringing out the truth that so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true children of the Bible. I'm your priest and officer, Yashala, holding the lower class down. And I got my brother, priest and officer Marvasar, with me in the building, of course. You know what I'm saying? Coming through, holding it down with a brother through tough times. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate your presence, brother.
Most High in Christ.
I had to play that new track by Nakawan, man. That brother be putting out some outstanding music. I'm actually about to reach out to him. I need a collabo with him on something that me and Shot working on.
Yeah, he down there. No, I mean he a product of Captain Kahan. You know, Captain Kahan got some superstars out there. You know,
Yeah.
You know, shout out to you know one of my best friends in the UPK, Captain Yachty, and everything. Got raised up there, Captain 13,000.
Most High Christ. You know what I'm saying?
You know, out of
Blessing.
Houston, out of Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
You know.
Gotta shout out my brothers in Texas, and also a special shout out to my brother, Officer Knott, you know what I'm saying, doing his damn thing out here. All over the place. You know what I'm saying? My brother moving like a gypsy, just putting in bricks everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, you got look like you got the mink coat on in the hospital. You cold? I know they keep chilling in there.
Nah, so you know, I just do I do it on, you know. I mean, I don't want to be on the camera, you know, with my t-shirt on and everything. You know, I'm at the hospital taking care of my son, so I had to I just do my sweater on so I could look a little presentable on camera because I don't have my UPK attire with me. It's at my house.
It's
you know, I'm in the hospital with my son. So.
Hospital taking care of your child, you know, it's understandable. As long as you ain't got no fringes on that t-shirt, you know what I'm saying?
No, I won't do that. You know, I remember when I was a fake Israelite, I used to do that. You know what I mean? I used to have the fringes on a t-shirt looking like I'm wearing like I got a lamp on my shirt. You know what I mean? You like, what you got
shade for a t-shirt.
Yeah, like you got a couch? You wearing your couch quilt? You wearing a couch quilt? Yeah, look, Salakia, sir. Since today is the law class, we gotta let you fake Israelites know fringes do not go on t-shirts. You don't wear fringes on t-shirts, man. You know what I mean? You don't put your little
period.
Yeah, no undergarment, man. Fringes. You don't wear fringes where you're throwing garbage. You're a garbage man. You're on the back of a garbage truck. A lot of you fake Israelites, we be seeing you at your slavery. One brother on Facebook, he got fringes all on his t-shirt. Look, I feel your pain. I used to do the same thing when I didn't know no better. I remember. Yeah, I remember back in about 2000. I was like 2019 or 20 when I swore up and down I knew the Bible and I was the truth, and you couldn't tell me nothing. You feel me? I was officer. I bet. You could tell me anything. And I ordered my t-shirts from fake Israelites with the fringes all on the t-shirt and everything. And they like, yeah, with the tassels, wherever you go, you better make sure you have your fringes on your t-shirts. Of course, I didn't have no understanding of what that meant, what was going on. I was just following a trend, and
Right.
those two other brothers and sisters get sucked in and doing that, man. Fringes don't go on t-shirts, man. And you don't have to wear your fringes everywhere you go. Your fringes is like wearing a suit. It's for a holy convocation that we have, like a high holy day, Passover, Sabbath services. You know what I mean? You don't go to your garbage truck job, your construction job with fringes all strapped down. When you're going out to the movies, you know what I mean? It's not a sin for you to put on a basketball jersey and a hat and, you know what I mean? Or whatever you want to wear. It's not law that you got to always have fringes on. Have fringes on your t-shirt, man.
They have
You know
that
what I mean?
misconception because, they don't understand the Bible. And they
Right,
think you're supposed to wear your priestly garments at all times, but it's not like that. Because for one,
right.
y'all ain't men of war like the brothers in the UPK, first off. So if you knew better, you do better and be living better. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think y'all gotta wear garments at all times. No. Only during so only during high holy days, holy convocations,
Yeah,
and certain type of UPK events. You know what I mean? It's
that's
optional.
it. It's like the oppressor. When the oppressor is going to the oppressor, he wears a suit. When he wears a suit and tie, that's like his holy apparel and everything.
Right.
The op- the oppressor don't go cut grass with a suit on.
No,
He
just like
don't do landscaping
grass,
work with a suit on.
you ain't gonna cut grass or ride no lawnmower with your garments on, fringes hanging, mess around, get caught up in the lawnmower and shit. Like, just it's no bueno. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, man.
they
But see,
got them fake groups got a misconception about that. And my thing is how they get stuck on the laws and regulations of wearing garments. How they get stuck on that?
well,
I'll be trying to get them on other stuff that they do, but they try to put that up as the cover, the scapegoat. They put the garment situation as a scapegoat when we need to be talking about how they be still eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, how they still be fornicating, sleeping with whores, and how they don't want to come back to One West. That's the stuff we be trying to get at.
Just to lock yourself, I may, right? Another thing about them fake groups is that they're no different than, like, for instance, they go to a lot of these Christian churches and they call themselves trying to rebuke the church like how we do, but they're just like them. The reason why they wear fringes on their t-shirts and their undershirts is because they want to appear to be holy. That's what you know. They don't actually want to be holy. Everyone, I mean, you seen what that purple coward did. He had the fringes on from the IUIC. He had the fringes on the bottom of his shirt when he was fornicating with the LGBTQ train. They
Well,
had it all over him.
let's be clear. They understand what the word holy means, so they don't at
Holy
least start
means,
living like Christians. You
yeah,
know,
holy means to be set apart,
separate. Yeah, holy means
separate.
to be separate.
You gotta be separate. You ain't supposed to be drawn into the world. You're supposed to be separated from the world.
Because you got
That's what
those people
holy
in the
means.
Christian church that so-called holy rollers, and they're gonna holy roll themselves right into that pit of fire.
Yeah, sir, it looked like it's on its way here fast too, man. We can't even get on airplanes no damn more for right now. So,
It ain't getting here fast enough, man. It ain't getting here fast
man,
enough.
sir, this whole society is torn apart, man. I mean, from the flow up. I mean, you seen what Donald Trump doing now, man. Donald Trump's telling people, right, with this taking away natural citizenship. Actually what this devil is saying, right, is he's saying that if that those laws were written for slaves, those laws weren't written for immigrants. So if you know what I mean, if you don't trace back to a so-called African American in slavery throughout the 1700s, now I mean, you can be deported out of the United States of America. So if you're a Benjamite Jamaican, or you're a Levite, you know what I mean, Haitian or somebody, or a Dominicans or something like that, you know what I mean, and you only got 3 generations in with your family, this devil can have you deported out of the country. And they're trying to sign a prison deal out in Venezuela, and one out there in El Salvador, where they could remove people and lock them up in the prisons out there in El Salvador. Trump Trump is off his BS right now, man.
I'm kind of
That's why
glad
this law
that we
class.
I'm kind of glad we doing the law class, right? Because I
Yeah.
queued up the articles you put me up on. I got the 2 that you was telling me about, but I got 2 of myself, and I got this one right here. Let me tell you, and it is hilarious because Esau don't even want to follow Esau's damn rules. Let me tell you something. I got a clip of an NYPD officer in the cut over here. My man got her on full camera view, sitting there blowing the J down, just hot boxing in the corner, just he like Steven at that show hitting that thing. They don't. Nobody wants to follow rules, laws, and regulations. Let me tell you something. This is why Trump is bringing the hammer down. But
Yes, sir.
bringing the hammer down on the wrong people.
Yes, sir.
But what do you expect from a devil? He's not going to bring the hammer down on his own people.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Yeah.
if we was gonna have somebody in office that's a heathen, you know who we should have in office? Hitler. I'm gonna tell you why. Hitler's even realer than Trump. I'm gonna tell you why. He'd rather us be segregated. Y'all stay the hell over there. We're gonna stay over here and everything gonna be good. We're not gonna clash, we're not gonna mingle. You do what you do, we do what we do, we're good that way. No sweat. Keep that energy. We thriving and flourishing over here. We show that we don't need you. Stay over there. Keep that energy over there. Don't bring it this way. Go that way. Like, keep that energy. Because let me tell you something. Those so-called white people that was persecuted for 12 years in the Holocaust, they were saying, oh, they was in slavery. No, you wasn't in slavery. You was being punished for stealing a people's culture. You were punished for stealing the ways and customs of people that's not yours and don't belong to you. You were persecuted and punished for trying to be something and somebody you are not. That's the difference.
And you want to know
you try to be like y'all and steal y'all customs and got enslaved by Pharaoh. Understand, we got enslaved by many different heathens before white people. You understand? We got enslaved by Hamites,
right,
for a long time, to the point we was at war with them, trying to stay away from them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Pharaoh grew his army so big, we had to flee to different regions.
Right.
That was the beginning of us being scattered among the lands. You know what I mean? Being scattered among the heathen, because if we weren't with the Most High and keeping His law, statutes, and commandments, then we would face judgments by dealing with Pharaoh.
Right.
Like, you ever hear our Commander General YAHANNA talked about Goshen and how we thrived in Goshen, and nobody really messed with us when we were in Goshen and things like that, like, because those was considered holy land, meaning separate,
right,
different land. Again, we need to recreate Goshen.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
If I may, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if I may, sir. Right. Yeah, we definitely need to recreate Goshen, because every time we're separated from these heathens and we living in some sort of order, we always rise up. I mean, during the time of like, we was out of slavery, I mean, for probably 30 to 40 years, and we created Black Wall Street. Not one Black Wall Streets, but we had Black Wall Streets in North Carolina, Oklahoma. We had Black Wall Streets all over the place. We only was out of slavery for 40 years. So we had some sense. That's how you can tell that we was indoctrinated to not stick together what we doing now. Because how we fresh out of slavery for 40 years and we come out with the idea that, hey, we can just start Black Wall Street.
I'm gonna tell you something funny, according to what you're saying. Technically, we wasn't out of slavery, because slavery didn't get abolished technically until 2013.
Right.
But you know what it was? Like it was when we escaped Pharaoh. We was in that wilderness for 40 years. But in this wilderness, we were thriving and surviving without the oppressor. We were thriving and surviving without without Pharaoh, without the white man, and without their laws and rules and regulations. We were thriving as a people because we followed the Bible, meaning Zephaniah 2:1. We gathered ourselves together.
Yes, sir.
And that's how we survive. But if we don't learn from history, we're going to continue to repeat history. I hope that don't go over your heads. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But see what you were saying. I just wanted to add to it.
Yeah, Slaki, sir. You know, we got some more interesting things going on as far as the law too. You know, I ain't send you this article and everything, but you know, so apparently a Newark police officer end up whacking another Newark police officer, right?
Really? What?
Yeah, 2 days ago, sir.
What?
Yeah, 2 days ago.
How did that happen?
How this happened was, you know, it was one of our people, Israel, somebody from the Northern Kingdom, popping pills, and he's speeding in an unmarked car past the Prudential Center, and he unalives one of his own North police. He hits him. So obviously he was under the influence. He hits the police, he hits the other officer, and unalives him. They just filed manslaughter charges on him yesterday. Right?
Hey, let me ask you something. If he was white, you think he'd have been brought up on charges?
No, sir. I mean, they didn't even bring them devils up in charges. Now, look, what happened to Robert Brooks up in Buffalo, New York, was officially declared a homicide today. After the autopsy, out of the facility in New York, it is declared a homicide. All them cops is at home. Them COs, that after they said these COs murdered this brother. It's officially a homicide. I didn't get no news clips. I got the news here in the hospital. I got it all over my phone. I got every news outlet on my phone, app and everything. I have not received anything. I've watched, Captain Azania. He been on that case. That's his case. I've been in contact with him. We have not seen anything about these devils being indicted yet.
I got a good one for you. And this is both our case. Whatever happened to those 6 white officers in Mississippi that tortured and quarterboarded those 2 black boys and shot the one boy's tongue off? What happened to them?
Yes, sir. Yeah, this is what happened to those devils that did that waterboarded. Yeah, that's the case you're talking about for a couple of years ago.
That happened right after the Tyree Nichols case.
Yeah,
like not even a week later. What was it, like 2-3 days right after that case?
Yeah, right after it in Mississippi. Yeah, yeah. When they was watching watching the devil lady. He was her caretaker.
Yeah, they accused that black boy of the headline was selling drugs and sleeping with white women.
He was really a caretaker, taking care of the old white lady. But they said that he was in there selling drugs and had guns and everything in the apartment. And then they kicked the door in.
Yeah, they babies.
Yeah, they kicked the door in. They waterboarded them.
Yeah, they in the house playing video games.
Yeah, in the video games, and they sexually assaulted the brothers. They beat them, sexually assaulted them. Them cops did that. Yeah. Well, those officers.
Tyree Nichols, them 5 black officers was fired, locked up, indicted, and shipped off to prison for however many years before the body got the autopsy, before he even got buried, before they ruled anything with the body. Them black cops was done.
Yeah, them black cops was finished.
Yeah, but here these 2 black boys got tortured and waterboarded by 5 or 6 white officers. I couldn't.
It was 7 oppressors, and it was different agencies. I believe 2 of them was Mississippi police officers, and the other 5 was a part of the county sheriff's department.
Either way, them devils ain't get a slap on the wrist, let alone a suspension. They still working with pay. Nothing happened.
Sir, they was all working. They was all working until they finally was arrested. And when they was arrested, man, no one in their case got over 20 years. They got like 3 years, 5 years.
Got arrested. All them white officers got arrested. I doubt it.
I know of 4 that got arrested and convicted, and I know they've gotten between 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, some of them had to get thrown under the bus, but the others had to be, somebody had to be spared.
The other
Somebody,
three,
yeah,
I don't even know what happened to the other three.
they got
You know what I mean?
swept under the rug because they knew somebody that knew somebody in the courthouse.
Yeah, but so, sir, for the amount of torture that they did to them brothers, 3 years, sir. I remember when I was in the world, I got a 3 year sentence for 20 bags of crack cocaine.
You see how they be smoking us for nonviolent offenses? Somebody
It was,
brought that out in a class. It was like, more black men get locked up and get more time for nonviolent offenses than brothers with like attempted murders and stuff like that. Like brothers with attempted murder charges and murder charges, they be getting like 7 years. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because they don't be finding the gun. Because it's 5 to 10 years per bullet. So once they find the firearm and they cover ballistics, that's what adds the time on. But when they can't find no gun, if they got no witnesses because everybody got unalived, what do they have to go on? You get what I'm
yeah,
saying? That's
but
why they
sir,
encourage our own people to tattletale on one
to
another to help
testify.
do their goddamn job.
Yeah, but Salakia, sir, but these devils, the amount of evidence that they had on these devils and the witnesses they had on these devils, like they had people saying, I mean, the caretaker lady testified on these devils and everything. She's a devil, you know? And they still came up with a three for a couple of these cops, 3 year, 5 year sentence. It made it all the way to the feds had to come get them. So when the feds coming to get you and prosecuting you, they got something up their sleeve. And when they came and got them, but they 3 to 5 year sentences, man, sir, it's a sister. I'm so glad this is the law class. It's a sister out in Hillside, Ephraimite Puerto Rican sister, right?
Right.
And this sister, she was a doctor. So I'm guessing she was running a prescription, illegal prescription pill ring.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, her and some sisters from out in Patterson, they was selling Percocets, running the ring. Well, the feds caught them and gave these sisters 15 years in prison and $1 million fine. This was what they said. So you mean to tell me these sisters come home? When these sisters come home, when these yeah, Salaki, sir. When these sisters come home, right? They're not going to be able to even get a job. And like paychecks is going to be garnished.
It won't have to. I'm gonna tell you why.
Call your mother until I'm in class.
They was in the pill business. I guarantee when they get out, they're gonna pay that $1 million fine. They're gonna go half on it, knock it out the way, and they still got a business going. They gonna work, but I bet you they ain't learned their lesson. They're gonna find some way to weasel back
Hold
into
up,
that game.
Salakia, sir. 1 second, sir. Salakia.
Yeah. Until he returns, I'm gonna give y'all a preset, right? This is the difference between us and everybody's everyday society. It's the book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth in transgression also, Salakia, whoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. Meaning, if we sin in any way, shape, or form or fashion, is a direct transgression against the law. The Most High God put these laws in play for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to follow. He left no room for gray area. And we are to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. If you commit one sin, not only you transgressing against the Lord, you guilty of all the sins. Because if you can commit one, you can commit all of them. And that's in the scriptures. You understand? That's why it's very important that we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Now, everyday laws that's out here in the land, we don't follow them because, for one, they wasn't for us. They wasn't written by us or for us, about us. The only laws that's about us is slave law. Those are the only laws in the books in America that apply to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Outside of that, all these laws of the land apply to the heathens and the white man. They don't apply to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, period. That's why people be breaking their. That's why Esau break their own damn laws with no problem. You back?
Yeah, I'm back, sir.
Yeah.
Salaki.
I was giving them 1 John 3 and 4. Whoever committeth sin also transgresseth of the law, because sin is the transgression of the law. You
Yeah,
know, and I was giving them the difference of what we're led to follow in these law, statutes, and commandments, and what everybody in America is led to follow. They're led to follow the white man's law, his rule. You know what I'm saying? This is why they break their own laws, because none of their laws is concrete, because they don't mean nothing. These law, statutes, and commandments in this Bible mean everything for blacks,
right.
Hispanics, Native Indians.
Well, sir, Salakia. Well, you know that they don't. You know that they don't keep their own laws. I mean, you see what they got. They got a felon in the White House, and before Joe Biden left office and everything, you know, he pardoned his son Hunter Biden that got caught with the illegal firearms, smoking crack with hookers in a hotel room, and it's going to be a treason case brought up against him soon because they was doing business with the Chinese and everything.
You think he's the only presidential kid of a president that committed that broke laws? He think he's the
La
first? He's maybe the
la
40th. He's maybe the 40th kid to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Everybody's kids. All these presidents had kids. You know what I mean? The only ones that slid was Obama because they were young. You know what I'm saying? But even they got their limits. Because his second term in office, what they was doing, dotting and modeling, posting for the gram. You know what I'm saying? Now look, now you said what Hunter Biden, he got pardoned for doing crack cocaine and laying with hookers, right?
illegal firearm.
Yeah, legal fire. He wasn't the first son of a president to do that. Hell, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Jimmy Carter have kids that was doing illegal stuff? Hell, Ronald Reagan, the one that started the drug game. For
Yeah,
real.
yeah, Salaki, sir. Ronald Reagan is the real big meech.
Larry Hoover, whip the work. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
He gonna put the drugs on the street. They go on national TV and say, "We're gonna go to war on drugs." Everybody looking like drugs. What's that?
Right.
Whole time he moving cocaine.
Yeah,
40
yeah. He got.
God.
Yeah, he got the he telling Salaki, sir. He telling everybody that they going to war with drugs. Meanwhile, he got the CIA running all the connects. He control all the bails, bondsmen, the lawyers, the prosecutors. He control the whole system.
Yeah, I'm listening over, so got
Yeah.
pre-snow 500.
Hey, shalom, Lord of Christ.
Oh, Lord of Christ, sir.
You know, it's protocol. I do is like Slacky. I don't want. Would you like the class? Okay, no sweat. I'm making sure I follow protocol. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning.
Sir.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like these devils, man. We as blacks and Hispanics got to remember that these laws in this land belong to the devils and the heathens. The laws that we follow is in this Bible. Like in the book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 29, it said, "Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than man," meaning I think it's best if we listen to the Most High and follow his rules rather than try to follow the oppressor's rules,
Right.
rather than follow the Pharaoh's rules. If they should unalive us, Most High in Christ, may we rise in power and rise again. But as long as we keep in the law, statutes, and commandments, the Most High will protect us.
Right.
And I think that speaks volumes as far as the
Right, this.
Text. Okay.
Call.
Onto the back.
Call. Call. Call.
Slack. Oh man. Yo, it's so crazy out here, Marcel, with the news that we've been coming across and following how these heathens is breaking these law, statutes, and commandments, right? Not the heathens, but our own people. Like we don't want to hearken to the Lord. We don't want to hearken to our own people that's trying to help save us and help us provide help provide us salvation. But we'd rather try to follow the oppressor and what they got going on. I don't understand. History constantly has showed us that that's not it. That's not the way. When are we gonna wake up and get it? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep beating these scriptures down, beating these scriptures down, teaching and teaching and teaching. Eventually, they're gonna start listening. I just pray that it's sooner rather than later. Because they're gonna wait till the last minute, the sky crack open, and now they want to come running to the UPK talk about, oh, we believed you. No, you didn't. Shut up. You see the sky crack open, now you want to look for salvation. Because the Lord don't holler to you, don't holler back in desperation.
Come in.
Right.
Hi.
And I'm paraphrasing that. Yeah, man. It's crazy out here. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 33, verse 22. For the Lord is our judge. The Lord is our lawgiver. The Lord is our king, and he will save us. The Most High sent his son, Yahweh Mashiach, who we inwardly call Christ, to be a fellow lawgiver like his father. You understand? And he sent us our king in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? See, this is where Christianity gets things confused. The Most High is our overall king of all. He's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Yahweh Mashiach, who we inwardly call Christ, is our King of Kings and Lord of Lords in the flesh. Not of the spirit, but in the flesh. And of the spirit. See, they got to get the context to understand what's really going on. And this is why we have Christianity destroying our people left and right. I'm gonna get ready to queue up one of these articles for you when you're ready, Mo. So just let me know if you're not ready yet. Just do one of these or something. Let me know you're not ready yet. I'll queue up one of my articles first. You ready yet? I'm gonna pull up this clip.
Lock it, sir. Go ahead. No, go ahead. You go ahead and pull up the article real quick.
If you want, I'll pull up one of mine. I got one of Geno Jennings. You might want to talk about this one too.
Okay, no sweat.
I got it. Let's see. Here we go.
God sit and talk to them 24 hours a day, like listening to the news.
That's right.
Every hour, every 2 hours, the Lord said this. The Lord.
Sound, bro.
Let me know if I can run it through.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Jeff, that was happening.
Yep.
So, are they gonna do
You see, you listen to these false prophets, when
Where
they're
in
done
the
talking,
sound go?
you would think God sit and talk to them 24 hours a day, like listening to the news.
All night, last night, all day yesterday.
Every
I don't
hour,
understand what
every
happened to
2
the
hours,
audio
the
for
Lord
that.
said this, the Lord said that. Now, if the Lord speaks something through you and it do come to pass, stay humble.
Stay humble.
Because if you don't stay humble, you know what's going to happen? You're going to get exalt you're going to exalt yourself and then run ahead of the Spirit. You're going to run so far ahead.
Hold on, I'm gonna switch to yours. so I can figure out what happened to the audio. You gonna break this one down for me?
Oh man, oh man, we gonna do this one to him, sir.
Yeah.
We could talk about this one. Now, this right here, this brother in this article right here, right? This article was about a brother that, you know what I mean, he has 3 kids with his sister. That first, that oldest child right there, he just found out it's not his child.
Good night.
All this time, he thought that that's not his child. He may have to get DNA tests on his other 2 kids too, but it's messed up because, you know, he was taking care of his child, loving his child to death. This has been going on rapidly. This is not like I mean, it goes on just as much as the abortion clinic, sir. You know what I mean? If sisters is not getting caught up with abortions, they getting caught up on these false paternity tests like 90 going north to the point where the oppressor is going to lock them up over it now. He was taking care of this boy right here for I believe 8 years, and he just found out that child don't belong to him.
Good night.
And he's talking, he's online, and he's talking about how it's so messed up because, you know, he believes for some reason these poor brothers and sisters believe that social media is a counseling device, and it's not a counseling device. I mean, we try to tell you, brothers and sisters, if you're having problems in your life, you call the nearest ISUPK near you, and we will fix your problems. He's all online, and he's not even getting the right advice. You got a bunch of simple-minded sisters on there like, well, don't take it out on the child, you know, and all this, that, and the third, thinking with emotions, not understanding that child's mother is a 304 who scammed and played this poor brother. She broke the laws of God. You feel me? Deuteronomy 23:17 says, "There shall be no whore in the daughters of Zion." And what a lot of these sisters are doing, they're going out there and they're being whores, man. And the Lord is exposing them because poor brothers like this is finding out that their children don't belong to them. I've been bringing this up in my classes for a long time, over a year now, sir, and it just keeps going on.
And this is a law, like that there should be no whores in the daughter of Israel. That's a law. That's a law. Commandment.
It's a commandment, sir.
And we break that law. You know why? Because we don't know sex is marriage.
Exactly.
And when we finally find out that sex is marriage, we don't want to believe it. Men don't want to believe it because we're accustomed to throwing broads away after we know what it feels like. And sisters don't want to throw it away because they got to keep up that body count. And that's all it boils down to.
Yeah, Salaki, sir. Yeah, I felt sorry. I felt bad for the poor brother, but you know, a lot of those cases is happening left and right. You know, and I mean, I knew that those cases was going to come out with these brothers finding out that a lot of them children don't belong to them, because you know the whole fact of the matter is that, you feel me, none of them keeping the law. None of them follow the laws of the Bible. They get into bed with any and everybody. I know. I feel their pain. When I was in the world, I used to do the same retarded stuff. You know what I mean? Thank God I ain't wound up with a bunch of baby mamas and all of that. But it's a very dangerous way to live your life. You know how dangerous it is living your life, going out there making marriages with all these sisters, not knowing who gonna be in the house when you come in the house, and the brother might blow your brains out, not knowing, oh, okay, if you get this sister pregnant, does the child belong to you or not? Or when the child does belong to you, she's an evil sister, she puts you on child support, you'll never have a driver's license. Child support take your driver's license all the goddamn time and throw you in jail for about 100 years, and you still might find out later on that the child don't belong to you.
Because we tend to forget that child support was not created for the custodial parent nor the child. And child support is automatic probation.
Right. It's probation, meaning when you get arrested for not paying your child support, you go directly to jail.
Yeah, you go directly to jail. Do not collect $200. Do not pass go.
Like, now, you know,
because I got a clip. What you said had me think about this clip. It's a funny clip, but it's so true. Like, I'm gonna show you from the other side how a heathen handles these situations when they see that it's a woman that they son or their daughter brings home, and that person is not worth keeping. Now this is Moab. He brought this woman over to introduce to his father, and his father looking at her, telling her she's not worthy, she's not worth it. He's like, oh, but we're in love, this, that, and the third. I'm gonna let you see for yourself. Check this out.
Dad, what do you mean? There's no value. My son, you're not good enough. Leave my son. You're not good enough. Dad, what do you mean? There's no value on love. Her dad is not a dragon. But Dad, there's no value you can put on love. We're in love. There's nothing that can separate us. Here. 6 bedroom mansion in Menteng.
Pergi dulu, bye.
I told you, son, when money talk, bullshit walks. Michelle, go to my room. Leave my son. You're not good enough. Dad, what do you mean? There's no value on love. Her dad is not a dragon. But Dad, there's no value you can put on love. We're in love. There's nothing that can separate us. Here. Yeah. 6 bedroom mansion in Menteng.
Pergi dulu, bye.
I told you, son, when money talk, bullshit walks. Michelle, go to my room.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? It don't matter if you're black, Hispanic, Native Indian, or Chinese. These women is whores.
Right.
Ain't all about a goddamn bag. I'm trying to tell you. Look, she took that money in that 6 bedroom mansion and saying bye-bye.
Salakia, sir, what's that? Pull that scripture, sir. Learn not the way of the heathens.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Got you. Give me 1 second. Pull that up.
Hello.
That's one of my go-tos. I already had it queued up. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
All right. So, you know what I mean? The Most High God told Jeremiah, learn not the way of the heathens. The reason why, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American women are all gold diggers, burnt out, turned out, and will turn tricks is because they learned the ways of the heathens. They learned the way of the oppressor. You know what I mean? Those heathens, man, those heathens will do anything for some change. Social media and the internet and Hollywood got it all making it seem like it's black, Hispanic, and Native American women who are the super biggest gold digging whores there is. But those customs all came from heathens. The problem is our sisters took on the ways and learned all them ways of the heathens. And now that's why they look worse than them doing it. So when you see that Asian, that Moabite woman sitting there and she said, a mansion, I'm leaving them. That's how them heathens always moved. Heathens have always been disgusting. The problem is our sisters haven't learned their ways. They didn't listen to the Most High God's law. The Lord say, learn not the ways of the heathens.
Well,
but what do they do?
Let me give you a flip side to that, right? Let me give you a flip side to that. How about this? They want to learn ways of the white woman. If y'all want to learn something, learn some of the customs of these Asian women. Learn to do this.
Right.
Learn to be ladylike. Learn to be docile. That's the only thing I give credit to Moab. They make sure the women is well trained. The women is docile, ladylike, and very humble and polite and soft spoken and very gentle. You understand what I'm saying? we're not to intermingle with them, but I do respect some of their ways in terms of how they groom those women.
Yeah, Salakia, sir, because a lot of times, like, yeah, them Moabite, you got Moabite women that's some turned out whores. I mean, let's look at young Jeezy's situation right now, what he dealing with Jeannie Ma, right? Jeannie Ma then took on the damn customs. She's a heathen that took on the customs of the pale face oppressor as well. When for some reason, them Asian women, right? When they're raised right in their right tradition, they do well. But when they start getting Americanized, they become something dangerous. They become
look at the one that the Vietnamese one that worked for Nick Cannon on Wildin' Out. She tatted loose, BBL'd out, big breast, got a fatty. You know what I'm saying? Like she got a black husband. Like she is fully adopted the customs of our people. Yeah. Like the clips the content she be putting out, some of it's hilarious, but you got to look at the overall picture of the image she's putting out. She got big breasts, big lips, big butt, no stomach, slim waist. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy part is she not ugly, but she's just a heathen. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, she a heathen. But you know,
she fall into that narrative. You know what I mean? Following around our people in our ways and stuff like that, and adopted our ways. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, come on, sir. Nah, man. Yeah, but yeah, our sisters, man, they learn the ways of these heathens, man. Nah, man, and when they go learn the ways of these heathens, they all want to be Becky so bad, man. That's why they turn around and they wearing that blonde hair and all them big eyelashes. That all comes from snow bunnies. That come from Becky's, man. They don't even. It's so crazy that they don't even know revealing yourself, showing your breast, showing your butt, being naked. That's a snow bunny's custom. And our sisters, they fell all the way into it. They don't even know that they out here trying to be like snow bunnies. They don't know that that's
trying to be like our sisters.
Huh? Snow bunnies trying to be like the sisters. Sisters trying to be like the bunnies.
Right.
Yeah,
I've been seeing white women out here. I don't know if it's a BBL or they just changed their diet and started eating fried chicken and cornbread or something, but they wilding. I'm gonna say that much. They wilding.
Well, sir, you gotta understand that the children of Israel are the salt of the earth. So you know what I mean?
They've been putting a lot of salt in their diet too. Let's say that. They've been putting a lot of salt in there. They've been sprinkling a lot of salt in their diet.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, we got Overseer Rush. We got Overseer Rush in the building. Most High Christ.
Yes, sir. Our sisters, right? You know, we the salt of the earth. So our sisters, when they dive into that snow bunnies, custom, they're gonna take it and they're gonna make the goddamn custom look more cooler than what it is. You know what I mean? They're gonna make that disgusting culture look cool. Because we the salt of the earth. You know, we're coming and throw some salt on it. And that's what they do. And that's what they doing. So now the snow bunnies and everything, they putting braids in their hair. You know what I mean? And they trying to get all thick and get bodies and breasts because they're just competing. They're trying to compete back with the sisters and everything. Because that's the new wave right now. BBLs, big breasts and thickness is the new thing. It's all about getting attention. You know what I mean? Being flat and not having no body and just being skinny, you don't get no attention with that no more. So
that's why the Asian women, they've been stepping their game up. They've been starting to catch up with the black women. But they ain't, you know what they're doing different than these white women? They're not putting on the 10-foot eyelashes. They're not putting on the wigs. I've seen them using their natural hair. I've seen them put on makeup. But they definitely get the BBLs. Because since when Asian women built
Everybody
like
getting
a Dominican woman?
Slocky, if I may. Slocky, if I may. You know, first of all, right, you know, I don't even give a damn about no other race. I give a damn about my race. So what the other races is doing is no concern to me. Like the scriptures say, they like a drop of water. You know, the abundance of them is like a drop of water. So they really don't matter to me, and what their differences or what they're doing and what they're incorporating into their lives is it really doesn't matter to me. But our sisters, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, it's sad to see that women go through so much dramatic change to please a man, but they don't talk to the men. And it's like it's disgusting because women go through all these metamorphoses. That's the best word to use. They go through all these metamorphoses, and then they don't even acknowledge why they doing the metamorphosis. You doing the metamorphosis for this man, but then you don't go cater to that man. You do these metamorphoses so you could attract men, but then you want to get usurp authority over the men. You doing all this metamorphosis so you can look good for your husband, so to speak, or your man, so to speak. And then what happens? Salakia. What happens? Shalom, Lord of Christ, sir. You do these women do these metamorphoses.
Hey, shalom, Lord of Christ.
Shalom, Lord of Christ, Adawan.
Lord of Christ, sir. So all these women do these metamorphoses and change their self and change their appearance, so-called, to look good for a man. But then when they do these such things, but then try and usurp authority over the man, why are they doing this? What's the purpose of the BBLs? To look good for other women? I was looking at something on TikTok, right? And a woman said, she said, who women really looking good for? Who they really putting the eyelashes on? They trying to outbeat the competition to other women. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because a man can see a woman walking in the store, it's late night, she's going to Wawa, or she going to the Wendy's, or not the Wendy's, she going to the Wawa, or she going to the Quick Check, or she going to Walgreens, right? And she can have the most simplest stuff on, no makeup, and guess what? A brother gonna push up on her. You understand? So a woman don't need to get BBLs and all the metamorphoses that they doing, lip injections and all this crazy stuff, and being Little Kim and whoever else. What's the other girl name? Not Carly B, the other one.
Sukiana.
The Sukianas, the
Nicki Minaj,
the
Cardi B,
the Nicki Minaj were getting all these implants on their body and stuff, but then they want to get all these implants and take authority of men. So to me, none of that, like, it really don't excite me, and it's sad that our sisters think that that's the way to a man's heart. No, shut your goddamn mouth, cook real good, rub my feet after a hard goddamn day of work. That's what you can do. That's what you can do. You can do that. That's what you can do. You wanna make me happy. You wanna make me smile. Shut your damn mouth and listen. Listen to this class. Listen to Gentleman Hyman when he tell women this is how you keep your husbands. That's what you want to do. Do that. Everything else is irrelevant.
Damn right.
No, I'm not too wild. Hey, Slakia.
Nah, what the brother bringing out is heavy, man. Get that brother ahead, because he hit the nail on the head. Like I was talking about that Asian chick that worked for Wild 'N Out in the Cannon. She done got a lips done, boobs done, ass done, got a black husband, and she a content creator, right? Some of the content is funny, don't get me wrong, but I'm looking at the overall picture of it, and she tatted loose. Like, who is she trying to look like? She's trying to look like after black women. And then it's like, who black women trying to look after? White women. But what white women doing? White women getting collagen in their lips, they getting their boobs and their butt done so they can look like black women. It's like a role reversal. Everybody trying to look like the opposite person.
Salakia, sir.
Sexuality, all you gotta do is be your goddamn self. Okay.
Yeah, it's upside down. I mean, we ain't living in Babylon for no reason. It's upside down. You know what I mean? You got the sisters. They wanna look like the devils, and the devils wanna look like the sisters. You know what I mean? We seen this clip on Facebook how a sister with blonde hair walked up to a devil and said that had braids in her hair, and she had the audacity to tell her like, "You stealing my culture." So the devil looked back at the sister saying, "Well, you stealing my culture." The devil had braids in her hair. The sister had a blonde wig on her hair. It's upside down.
Now I got a precept for that. It's the book of
All
Isaiah,
right.
chapter 5, verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
Right.
That put darkness in for light and light for darkness. That put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. These women out here is doing a complete role reversal and a changing of customs, right? They're out here trying to usurp authority over the man, and they want to sit there and try to make all the bad stuff sound good and make all the good stuff sound bad. Like, why you think Donald Trump out here talking about he's deporting Mexicans when they had nothing to do with taking our jobs? They're the ones that took the jobs that we didn't want.
Right.
You want to get $2 an hour. They said, I'll do it. Give it to me, Holmes. And then what happens? 2 years later, they got their own LLC and contracted business because they weathered the storm. Because there was 6 of them in a 1-bedroom apartment, and they all splitting the money on the rent and got their women cooking their lunches to save money. And their women's and their wives is on the highways selling fruits and churros.
Salakia, sir.
Salakia, if I may. But also Yash is bringing out is so heavy, right?
Yeah.
Because sisters, and this was sad, right, about the situation, right? And I salute our Mexican sisters. I salute our Mexican sisters. You know why? Because the Mexican sisters, they will go out there while their husbands is at Home Depot, standing in front of Home Depot, trying to get some paper or get somebody to put them on their detail to work with them. Their wives is hitting the block. And when I say hitting the block, they on the highways with the churros, with the
sliced mangoes,
the mangoes, and some other fruit and some waters, right? And guess who they got with them? The kids.
Strapped to
they got the babies. Listen, they got the babies strapped to the back, one in the back, one in the front. And guess what? The other little one running around handing the waters out. Yo, talking about Yahiquab, they hustlers. They hustlers. And it's 6 of them, it's 6 families. See what Ayash was saying was 6 of them. Now it's 6 families and that 1-bedroom house, holding it down, gathering together. And guess what? They making it happen. And then when you hear about them having their little business, their little contractor business, their little landscaping business, when they got the little poppy store, everybody want to be mad at them. No, what they did was they, like Ayash said, they gathered together and endured, fought, and got together and put that money together. And guess what? Now they got something. Now this one got a contracted business. This one got the electric business. The woman, they got some type of they got the restaurant going with the taco sauce and everything, the taco joint going. See, and what it was, they got together. And when they came together, they said, look, this is gonna work this way. Yo, it's the same thing in the scriptures. Gather together, they gather together, O nation not desire. And we just gather together and put it together. Guess what? You know what happens? Their economy topples. And our economy lifts up. I'm telling you, 1,000 times fold. We make them look good. Everything that's fashion is because of us. Everything that's fashionable. We make that. Who made Timberlands dope?
We did.
Who made the Sony radio dope?
Can you hear me?
Who made? I don't care. Name a clothing line.
Salakia,
Burberry. We made Burberry hot. Maurice Malone. Name it. Tommy Hilfiger. Name it. We made it hot.
Yeah.
We named it hot. You know why wigs is in play? Because black women. Them eyelashes is popping like they doing right now because of black women. Hispanic women. Come on, let's keep it a spade.
Salakia, sir, Officer Kashaka. Well, our Officer Dunya trying to get in.
Salakia, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, I've been trying. Can you hear me?
You gotta turn your phone up a little louder, sir.
What you say, sir?
I said, can you hear me?
Nah,
God.
I can't hear you, sir. You have to put your phone up a little louder, sir.
All right, then if you can't hear me, then never mind. I thought y'all was going in a little bit too deep, hyping up one race or one Salaki, hyping up one tribe over another.
It's busy.
That's what I thought y'all was doing, Salaki. I'm gonna slide back to the background.
Nah, sir. Yeah. So yeah, Salakia. All of a sudden, Daniels thought that we was
He thought what?
Well,
He said, no, Daniels in the house.
No, he said he thought what? Also, then you thought what?
nah. Also, Daniel chimed in. He said that he thought that we was trying to big up one tribe better than another. Nah, sir. Nah, sir.
Absolutely not. Well, if we're talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians over the heathens, then hell yeah.
Nah, Salakia, sir. Nah, we're not trying to big up. We're not trying to big up. One tribe.
We was just bigging up our Israelite brothers and sisters and showing the difference between what they do and what these heathens do as far as hard work and what their definition of hard work is. Because those are some of the hardest workers out of our nations. Because these Mexican brothers will get up at 2, 3 in the morning and go sit on the side of a road and wait for a pickup truck to come scoop up whoever the first to make it to the truck. You understand? It's a first come, first served basis how they treat our brothers. But then after a while, they become the ones in the pickup truck.
I'm gonna say I'm not going with that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I ain't going with that. It's all relative. Because if you popped up in El Salvador tomorrow and you was an illegal immigrant in El Salvador, you would be doing different stuff. You know what I'm saying? Your job your profession that you work for now would not be available for you. And you would have to hustle. You would have to hustle a different type of way. You and your ribs would have to be doing different type of stuff. You'll have to survive on less than nothing.
Sir, what we was pointing out was the fact that what Trump is doing is so horrendous to our brothers and sisters, when those are the brothers and sisters that will be out early in the morning, at the when you pull up to the Home Depot, what you're gonna see, and you'll see a whole bunch of Hispanic brothers and sisters out there. I'm not saying that you're not gonna see no blacks out there, no no so-called Negroes out there, but you're gonna mainly see Hispanic brothers and sisters out there getting to the bag, and they're gonna take jobs nobody else want. Right now, was they deporting our people, but guess who are they not deporting? They're not deporting them Africans that be in front of that's here illegal. They ain't doing that. So the point that they was making is saying, like, our brothers and sisters that do the jobs that nobody wants, they're doing them, but you want to deport those people. That was the point that they was making, sir. Salakia.
Yeah. No, that's all I was saying.
No, Salakia, if I may.
Yeah, just Salakia.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If I may, what Officer Dunya brought out was real heavy, right? Yo, I can hear you, sir. Salakia. Officer Dunya.
Hold one second.
Go ahead, sir.
Let's finish off that point we was talking about. Just be careful. Just be careful, because a lot of Judites like to hype up other races, Salakia, other tribes over themselves.
Oh no, that I understand, sir.
Can I have a salmon bowl?
I totally understand where you're coming from. That's not what I was trying to do. What I was saying was,
if I finish my point,
Trump wants to try to deport our brothers and sisters, right?
If I can finish my point.
Oh, Salakia, go ahead, Adawan.
Yeah, we got to be careful not to do that. That's all I was saying. I thought y'all was going there, but then y'all clarified the point. I was trying to speak while y'all was speaking. Y'all wasn't hearing me. That's all.
Yes, can I place the order for a salmon bowl?
Hey, Mom, go ahead.
Yeah. Common con, sir. Yeah, Well, the point Officer Dunya was making is real heavy. It's real heavy. I never looked at it like that before, right? Officer Dunya said, right, all right, for instance, let's say now we look at how our Issacharite brothers and sisters, they come over here from another country and they stick together and they get all these different jobs and they come together and it's like they're in order, right? And it's like they stick together. So he said, okay, so let's take some Judites. Let's say Judites go somewhere to El Salvador, right? And we ain't got no choice but to come together, right? If we ain't got no choice but to stick together, to get some food, to get shelter, to do anything, Judite sisters probably would be being a little bit different, but they're Americanized. Now, I mean, them being Americanized makes them act, makes them act the way that they act.
Right.
Salakia. Yeah.
No, and what you're saying also is heavy because that was towards the point that I was making. Like us being Americanized and going through the oppression that we went through, we got the nerve to be prideful, and this is what they mean by us being lazy in this respect, right?
Yeah.
They'll say we're lazy because we don't want to get paid $2 an hour, but our Israelite brothers will take that because they take it as an opportunity to create a lane. They'll endure to the end. And like I said, I met an Israelite brother and I didn't interview him, but I had chopped it up with him and I asked him, I'm like, well, how did you get your own contractor business? He said, I used to be one of them brothers that waited out there for that pickup truck to come scoop me up. You know what I'm saying? They only started me out making $3.50 an hour. And I toughed it out for like 2 years, almost 3 years. And now I got my own company now. I'm on contract, I'm a licensed contractor. I got a landscaper, another company doing landscaping. You know what I'm saying? I'm employing my brothers to work. I'm like, yo, I'm proud of you. That's what's up. Keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I was saying as far as that regard. And what I take from that is, if we were to gather together like some of our other brothers and sisters do, we can achieve the same thing, and we can all gather together like a Zephaniah 2:1, and we can actually get that type of work done. We can actually achieve something great, like how we did with Black Wall Street. But it also boils down to us keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, so we don't face the judgments. You understand? And that plays a toll as well.
Yeah, and Salakia, sir. And what makes Officer Adunya's point, a thousand times valid is when we had Black War. Once upon a time, Judites, we were a tribe that stick together. How we built Black Wall Street. Once upon a time, them Judite sisters was just as in line as them Issacharite sisters back coming out of slavery in them late 1800s, going into the 1920s and 30s. They was like that for over 80 years. What got them from being like that was indoctrination, America, the crack epidemic, the feminist movement, a whole bunch of indoctrinations of Babylon just smacked them all up. And now it's like, they don't know. They lost their compass. They don't know which way to go. They just, you know what I mean?
We lost our moral compass.
Especially
when it came to the law, statutes, and commandments. We lost our way. Right. And we're out here prophesying to the wind, trying to wake our people up because they're walking dead right now. And these are the trying times that we need them, implore them, and pray that they wake up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so heavy how the Lord can either raise you up, wake you up, or get you up out of here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying about the situation earlier about my mother's boyfriend, taking another further turn for the worse in the hospital. Like, I don't see him lasting too much longer. I don't think he's going to make it out the hospital, honestly. You know what I'm saying? He's not breathing on his own. He can't talk. He's got other neurological issues going on, and that's from the Lord punishing him for his.
Salakia, can you hear me? Shoot that link to Officer Uriah. See if you want to get on.
Let me right, let me. I don't want to put it in the chat, but I'll do it.
Put it in the chat. I want you to send it to him.
Cause how some. All right, matter of fact, yeah. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I'll have that. Come on, my class next week. Not Officer Yaraj, but that Christian.
Yo, that was crazy.
That
Because I
Christian
don't
on
normally
fire.
put it in the chat for that reason right there.
Yeah, man. It's now Salakia, sir, if I may, Officer Dunya.
Come.
Now you know sisters too. You know what I mean? See, we broke some laws too that made a lot of our sisters become destroyed too. You know what I mean? With all that with all that lust that make brothers get weak. You know how when the scriptures say, stumble not at the beauty of a woman, a lot of brothers be stumbling at that woman's beauty, and before you know it, he lose all her strength, and he allows her to conquer him. And that's another reason how a lot of sisters end up getting out of control as well. Salakia.
Yeah, go ahead, do it. I'm trying to reach out to Overseer Russ. I can send him the link.
All you gotta do is shoot a text message. You ain't gotta call him.
Because I'm doing it through the computer because I'm having a hard time trying to do it from my phone. I can't. Matter of fact, I got it. Y'all go ahead, hold it down for a second. Let me send that to him.
Khan, I don't want to come. Yeah, but it was plenty. It's plenty of laws, and it's plenty of laws. It's the law class, right? And it's a law for us, you know what I mean, not to be, you know what I mean, to maintain discipline and not to be stumbling at the beauty of these women, you know what I mean, but to rule over them and to stand strong and to have some damn discipline. When we lose our discipline and we don't stay standing strong, then you know sisters they're going to overthrow the man, and then they're going to start acting a fool, and then they're going to start doing whatever the hell they want to do. And then before you know it, everyone will be complaining about them. But it was also brothers falling weak, not following the laws of God is a big reason why that's happened as well. None of us has been keeping the damn law. That's why we've all are out of order. So you sisters, it's not just all on y'all. The brothers have fell very weak too. We ain't keep no laws either.
I got that article too. I finally got the sound working on it.
Okay, Khan, sir.
Geno Jennings.
The which one, sir?
Geno Jennings.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the audio was working on Geno Jennings last time.
Yeah, I got it this time.
Thus saith the Lord the second time.
I just had it. Hold up.
And the Lord is not in it.
That's right.
And then the people gonna call your hand.
Yeah.
I just had it. Why is it not working?
Yeah, the last time around that we listened to it and it worked all the way through.
Oh. I don't know what happened. I had the mute off of it so I could share it. I don't know why I can't unmute it now. Here we go. I got it now. All right, let me see if I can share it real quick. I got it unmuted.
A fool. You see, you listen to these false prophets when they're done talking, you would think God sit and talk to them 24 hours a day, like listening to the news.
That's right.
Every hour, every 2 hours, the Lord said this, the Lord said that.
Yeah.
Now, if the Lord speaks something through you and it do come to pass, stay humble.
Stay humble.
Because if you don't stay humble, you know what's going to happen? You're going to get exalt yourself. You're going to exalt yourself and then run ahead of the Spirit. You're going to run so far ahead, you're going to make a proclamation, thus saith the Lord, the second time, and the Lord is not in it.
That's right.
And then the people are going to call your hand.
Yeah.
And you're going to look like a fool. You see, you listen to these false prophets, the way they done, when they're done talking, you would think God sit and talk to them 24 hours a day.
Real quick, just to touch on that, like I brought that up because he tries to mimic stuff we do, but you see, he's not really trying to teach nothing, but he's trying to push a narrative and put spins on stuff. He ain't bringing out no precepts and I bring this up because he doesn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. He so-called say he not Christian, is that, but he is. Because he's a Christian pastor. I don't see him in all black trying to get in here. Hell, I don't even see him putting tassels on his shirt trying to get in a fake group.
I called you.
He sit there and put on his facade and say, "Oh, I'm not like these other Christians. I'm not like these other Christian pastors. I tell them don't follow Christmas. I tell them it's in the scripture."
Ooh.
He don't teach nothing. He's a charlatan like the rest of them, like we were saying in the other class. You know?
Hold on. I gotta give myself time to travel.
You're right, Aussie Arashi is the old Christian church. Aussie Arashi, he's the old Christian church. He's right. You know, like we don't keep these. If we don't keep these law, statutes, and commandments for the people that we reach out to, so they can understand this is how you do it, because this is what Christ meant to be fishers of men. This was all part of his sacrifice. You understand? So we can learn how to keep these law, statutes, and commandments, incorporate them in our everyday life, and then go fish and teach brothers these law, statutes, and commandments and how they can incorporate it in their everyday life once they cleanse themselves and destroy the old them and become the new them. Let me see. I got precept. Here's the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 1, verse 8. But we know that the law is good if a man use it lawfully. Like I was just explaining, if we keep the law, statutes, and commandments, we're following the law lawfully because we're not committing sin. If we're striving to follow it to the letter and not make no mistakes and not fall and not backslide and none of that garbage, we're using the law. We're using the law lawfully as priests and prophets. And if we're coming into the school and shedding ourselves of the world, and we're doing it righteously,
right?
You understand? And that's how we keep these law, statutes, and commandments. You know, like they say, the beginning of knowledge is the fear of the Most High. Once you fear the Most High, follow His laws, keep His laws, learn what they are inside and out. Christ spent the majority of his childhood and teenage years learning and mastering the laws. And then he got to a point he said, I'm ready, and went out into the world and became a fisher of men. Let's not look at the miracles that he committed. Let's not look at the amazing works that he did. Let's look at the raw base of what he did. He kept the law, statutes, and commandments and taught us how to live and incorporate them in our everyday life and how to stop sinning.
Right.
If we caught a miracle, that was a bonus. He turned water into wine. Okay. Most High in Christ. You know, give us the power to cleanse the leper. Give us the power to cleanse unclean spirits, to raise the dead. Like it says in Psalms, the 83rd chapter. You know what I mean? Give us the power to cleanse unclean spirits and cast them out. That's what we strive to do by keeping these law, statutes, and commandments. By keeping them.
Salakia, sir. So what law, statutes, and commandments do Geno Jennings keep?
Beats the hell out of me. But I enjoy the show that he puts on. He talks a good one. He talks like he know the scriptures, but he's not giving no context. He's not really breaking nothing down. Well, he is. He's just breaking it down from a Christian standpoint. I'll say that. He's breaking it down from a Christian standpoint. I got that other the article you sent me.
Oh, with the pastor?
Said my dad violated me. About the girl
and the pastor.
That was a pastor's daughter with that on that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna pull that up. You gotta break that down. I'm bringing it out now because I'm looking at the time. Good, and start breaking that down. Is this actual video?
It feels
yeah, it's a video, sir.
like I'm not in the shadows anymore. Think of a 13-year-old girl confused about who her true love is because her dad is saying, I'm your boyfriend.
Pastor Bailey's position as a community leader was something that challenged Oates.
I knew how to set a boundary, but whenever he's your father and whenever he's a pastor and whenever he has this authority and he has a record, it's like, you say no, but what does your no mean?
She says she was alone, suffering in silence as her father inappropriately touched her.
He would pray over me at first, but he would do a lot of touching while he was praying.
She says the years of manipulating made her ask questions.
The thing is, whenever I was a kid, I separated my dad from who he was. I had to. That's the only way I survived. I would call him my best friend, only to hide the reality of what I was living.
She tells me she first told her husband, an older brother, then had the difficult conversation with her mom. Now she's taking his alleged sexual abuse public.
Coming out of the darkness by speaking out makes you a survivor. That's what I would say.
She says she hopes others feel empowered to speak out. In her recovery, she's rediscovering God, separate from her father.
I'm learning on trusting God more, and I know he has me, and he has every other victim, and I know that he has been guiding me through this whole journey. And I know he will comfort me like a father, even though my dad did not. It feels like I'm not in the shadows anymore. Think of a 13-year-old girl confused about who her true love is.
No, that's heavy right there. Go ahead, Mama Shaw. You got the floor on that one. That Jesus.
Yeah, sir, if I may, man, right? We like the ISUPK under Commander General YAHANNA, the Hebrew Israelites, we've been trying to tell you Christians for years that those Christian pastors are an abomination. We've been telling you for years, this is a pastor that's sitting up there and he's having intercourse with his daughter. He's been having intercourse with that daughter since she was like 7 years old. This disgusting bastard used to pray over her, then sleep with her and tell his daughter that, you know, you her boyfriend. He's her boyfriend, girlfriend, that God wants it that way. Right now, you do understand that this isn't the first story. It's been hundreds of stories of this that's taking place. Most of the stories happens with the mother's boyfriend or something like that, or the pastor would do that to other people's children. But it's a lot of stories where these pastors even do this to their own children. We've told our people time and time again that these pastors were a bunch of sexual deviants and they're not men of God. He's sitting there being a charlatan. Give it the scripture of the wolf in sheep's clothing, sir. That's the precept that go with that. You know what I mean? That pastor right there, he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. He puts on his nice fancy suit. He talks real soft and he smiles and he say the nice things, right? He say nice things that'll get your dumb mama to just believe everything he says. The things he say sound so good, he got your grandmother spending her mortgage money. You know what I mean? He got the collection plate going around 10 times in 1 power, right? Bankrupting the black and Hispanic and Native American community for every dollar they got. Meanwhile, your grandmother can't even they don't even have a church van to pick your grandmother up from church. And this bastard is sitting up there molesting his daughter, his own daughter, praying over her.
Let me tell you, what you brought out is so heavy, Bubba. So when I was bringing out in the other class about that with the Christian church and that collection plate, right? Now, they would sit there and rob our black people blind, right? And the second I see my grandmother sitting there stressing and crying in the kitchen because she's struggling to pay a bill, and I tell her, just go to the church because you get them tithes all the time, why they can't help you pay your bill? You know what I'm saying? And I had to sit there and watch my grandmother struggle because she couldn't go to the Christian church. That's why they false prophets. And this is the precept to back up what you're talking about and show how they don't keep the law. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 15. Beware of false prophets.
Be aware of what?
Beware of false prophets.
Be aware of false prophets, right? There's no way in hell you are a prophet of the Lord if you're sitting up there and having sex with a 6-7-year-old girl, nevertheless your daughter, and you're praying over her at the same time. You know what I mean? You're looking at your daughter's nakedness, creating incest, child molestation, uncovering her nakedness, which means rape, which is against the laws of God, I believe was a death penalty offense in Israel. So we already know he's a false prophet. Continue.
Yeah, Geno Jennings, false prophet. Steve Harvey, false prophet. Creflo Dollar, T.D. Jakes, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Kirk Franklin. He another one that he got molested.
Yeah.
You understand?
Continue.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 15. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing.
And what?
They come to you in sheep's clothing.
They come to you in sheep's clothing. They come looking innocent, man. When that pastor have on that suit and he got that big smile on his face and everything, he looks harmless, right? That pastor looked like he never did anything wrong in his life. He got his face all smooth, and he just got a smile from ear to ear, and he dressed so nice. You know what I mean? Continue.
But inwardly, they are ravening wolves.
But inwardly, they are ravening wolves. That night, that pastor dressed up in that nice suit, he's touching all your children. That pastor right there with that big smile and that's stealing all your grandmother's money that she loves so much, he's having intercourse with his own daughter. And you call him a prophet. And I mean, you call the police on us, but invite him in your house. You won't make a sandwich for your husband, but you'll cook a whole dinner and bring it to the church on Sunday for this bastard, for this false prophet, who's a raving wolf, who's just dressed in sheep's clothing. That's the whole Christian church. What I mean, our people fall for it all the time. Our people have a problem with falling for false prophets and people that are in sheep clothing.
You know why? Because they make it look good and sound good. Sometimes they make it even smell good and taste good.
Right.
They feed that sugar honey iced tea to us, and they make it flavorful. They pour all types of seasoning on it, and try to give it to us to say, oh no, it's not ish. This is pate.
Right. And you know what's heavy about this, sir? This is like this. I mean, this happens in the Christian church so much, but it's only very few of them that actually speak out about it. And we got a lot of stories on this. So you can imagine how many people keep skeletons. They're keeping the skeleton in the closet because the Christian church, they train people real well to keep a skeleton in the closet. This sister that was in here that was just taking my son blood pressure. She was hearing the article, and it was making her. It seemed like it was making this nurse. It was making her like really like uncomfortable because it was triggering. You know what I mean? Because Christians, they don't like to hear the truth. They like to keep it all in the closet. When you watch a Tyler Perry movie where the auntie, well, the daughter was sexually assaulted by the uncle, and the uncle got her pregnant, and it's this big family secret. He literally exposes to you the church every time you watch one of his movies.
Yeah.
This is
and
real
the crazy
life.
thing is, its hidden meaning is to expose the church, but he can't do it outright.
Right.
Because he don't want Hollywood to shut him down. He the only person, right? He say he for his people, but he won't put certain people on. He took this entire commercial space in Atlanta, this old projects, and turned it into his own personal film studio. Now, for whatever reason, he paused production on it. I mean, talk about he was supposed to make his own, like, you know how the Hollywood studios look in California. He was recreating that for Atlanta, but owned by him.
Good night.
Like, don't get me wrong. If he do for black people, cool, no sweat. But we shouldn't have to put on a dress to do it.
Man, Salakia, sir,
We shouldn't have to serve the devil to do it.
Yeah, Salakia, so I could just, I could just only think about, man, how traumatizing. See, a father is supposed to protect his daughter. He's supposed to protect his daughter from that filth, from all that danger. And he's sitting up here with his own daughter. You know what I mean? The pastor.
Take it from me. My father wasn't no goddamn pastor. He touched my little sister.
Good night.
Me and him always bumped heads. One time he pulled a knife on me, another time he put a gun on my head. Still ain't back down. You either gonna do what you're gonna do, or you're gonna keep it moving. But I'm not changing. I'm 10 toes down on this business. Wrong. You understand what I'm saying? I still they say honor thy mother and thy father is difficult under certain conditions and situations. This is part of the fight that deserves counsel and therapy. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Is difficult, Marisol.
Right. Nah. I understand that, right? But so
those are situations that make the law difficult, but it's all about self-discipline and having the faith and being strong enough to fight and still keep the law, statutes, and commandments. The truth saved me, Marisol, for real. I can't tell you where I'd be right now in the world if I didn't have this truth. I can't tell you if I'd still be alive or not. You understand? We all had different paths out here.
Yeah, sir. So yeah, and then what's heavy about this too, sir, right? Is that we live in a society, right, where the people that we pick to be our shepherds devour us like ravening wolves. Mm-hmm. Just like what Christ said, like that. And when he said it, he gave it as a commandment. He said he warned us to be aware of these people. See, the problem with blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians is we don't listen. We don't do a thing that the Bible says to do, and we always wonder why we always in a coffin, why we always in a hospital, why we always caught up in a position where someone is harming us, abusing us, right? UPK, we've been telling people forever to get out them churches, right? I mean, they didn't get the signs when the Klan was burning the damn churches down and burning the cross right in front of them. They didn't get the message when the Klan blew the damn church up somewhere in Alabama with 3 little girls in it and unalived all 3 of them. No, they made excuses about it. They didn't get the message when Dylan Roof walked up in the church, then gunned everybody down in the church. They didn't get the message then. And they're still not getting the message now where these Christian pastors, where their own daughters are now coming out and saying, my daddy said I'm his girlfriend. 6 years old from when she was 6, all the way up to her now, to the age she is now, I believe 21, 22. This man has been abusing her. What good thing happens in that Christian church from these lawbreakers if they're not sexually assaulting you, if they're not getting you unalived by the Klan, unalived by the white supremacists, because they fail to keep the laws of God when he said to separate from these people, they bring you around these people. So what do? They put us in harm's way to get unalived by our enemies, right? To sexually assault our children, and to make matters worse, they rob us from every penny that we have. So now when these plagues come and Donald Trump decides he wants to stop Social Security, he wants to up the taxes and mortgages, he wants to up the prices on all the food in your goddamn house. The Christian pastor then robbed all your tithes money. You can't go to him for nothing. Now you can't even eat. Now you can't even pay your bills because you've been robbed. You've been robbed spiritually. You've been robbed mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially. You've been ravened by a goddamn wolf. All of this because we don't follow the laws of this Bible. We don't follow the laws of the God. We don't listen. And I'm not just getting it on y'all because my black behind ain't listen either. But we don't listen. And every time we don't listen, we always wind up in harm's way. Every time we don't listen to a man above us, to another officer, a captain in this school, something always go left. It always go wrong. And if you really want to piss somebody in the ISUPK off, right? Tell us we was right. Call our phone up and say, Salakia, sir, you know you was right, bro. You're going to make a man very upset with you.
Yeah.
That's a call we don't want to hear because we knew what was going to happen. We don't listen. And we keep getting harmed. I yield, sir.
Nah, what you bringing out is heavy, Mama Shaw. You right. We don't listen. And that's the call that they dread to hear at 3 a.m, calling them like, Salakia, sir, you was right. They don't want to hear that. They'll be quick to tell us I told you so, but they don't want to be the ones to say it. They don't want to be the ones to say it. That's the whole point. They want us to take their advice and apply it so they don't have to hear that. So we don't have to hear that or make that phone call at that time. You know what I mean? They try to prevent us from making that call. And it's all legit. It's all part of keeping the law, statutes, and commandments by listening to the man above you, by following that order. You know, and we're stubborn and stiff-necked, and we have a knack for not listening and not following orders. And that's a problem that we all suffer from at some shape or point in time. And we have to learn to stop doing it. One step, one day at a time. Even as young priests and prophets, we have to learn to do better and be better so we can live better.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I used to be an example. Because I used to always be hard-headed. Some would say I'm still hard-headed, you know. But I push day by day to be better, be a better brother, be a better priest. It's work in progress. We seek perfection, and as long as we stay in this school, stay in this body, and continue to put these bricks in, eventually we're gonna achieve perfection.
Salakia, sir. So let me ask you this question, right? And we gonna get deep in with this teaching, right? So us as a people, are we even trying to seek perfection? Are we even trying to change? I mean, how much evidence does it take to see? How many? I mean, we've been in that Christian church for hundreds of years. And all we got out of that Christian church, I mean, think about it, right? The Christian church even changed their doctrine on us, right? Once upon a time, it was a time where you couldn't be no LGBTQs going up in the Christian church. You couldn't have it. They changed their doctrine for more money. So now they got your sons and your daughters being rainbows. It's sons and your daughters. To stop your generation from procreating, they start pushing the LGBTQ doctrine. It's like it gets worse. It's not bad enough that they marry us to our oppressors and get us unalive. It's not bad enough that they rob us, that they abuse us in all types of ways. But now they marry us to all these different philosophies. It gets worse and worse and worse. You know what I mean? What the Christian church do about black women having an 85% single rate and the black nuclear family being damn near extinct to the point where, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like seeing a black family is like almost impossible now because the sisters is single. Everybody's a baby mother or a baby father. When the scriptures talk against that, what were all these churches that we have in the neighborhood? Why wasn't it nobody to give counsel to say our community is falling apart? You got all the women over here with all these kids with different men. You got all the men over here making babies with all these different women. What's happening to the family? This here goes against the Bible. He's doing her way. She's divorcing and leaving him. That goes against the scripture. What happened to the kids? Now they out in the streets at 12 years old or 5:30 in the morning being turned out or being shot to death. A 9-year-old in Newark just got shot to death. And the 8-year-old today just been unalive and shot to death in Newark. What's going on?
Salakia, hold that for 1 second. Okay, for my man Polo down in the chat, ain't nobody bitching. So if that's the case and that's how you want to approach the chat, put up a solution in the chat. How about that? You want to talk about quit bitching? You quit bitching and put up a solution in. What's the solution for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to not be oppressed in this country? Huh? Give me a solution for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to not be indoctrinated by the Christian church who are false prophets and false idols. Huh? Put that in the chat. Don't quit bitching. Give me a solution then. Give me an answer.
Salakia, sir. If I may, what's his name?
Polo down.
Polo down.
We got one, coach. I like when we got, hey, like my man on that. We got one, coach. I like when we get a new troll. You know why? Because they be quick to want to talk smack, but they don't want to put no solutions in the chat. They say we bitching. All right, cool. If we bitching, give me a solution.
Yo, Salakia, sir. People like Polo down. Let me tell you something about that half a rainbow. That half a rainbow is sitting up here telling us to stop bitching because he'll sit back and watch somebody molest his daughter. It won't say nothing. He'll sit back and watch his son get shot in the head. It won't say nothing. Polo down is a rainbow that will get bent over and won't say nothing. Polo down was probably molested back in his days by his mother's boyfriend. That's why. That's why he's saying stop bitch. People that say stop bitching that are afraid. People that say stuff like, oh, stop saying this or don't say that, they're a part of the problem. That's because they were touched on before and they're scared. We're no cowards in here.
They don't want to hear the truth, Mo. So they don't want us bringing it out.
He's a coward.
They want to try to slow us down and stop us from. And you can't.
He's a coward.
Stop the show. I promise. And two don't make them dance neither. I guarantee you that. My thing is,
Polo down.
My thing is, don't complain because we're talking about the problem. Don't comment because we're talking about the problem. That's part of the problem is that people don't talk about the problems. That's why they stay under wraps. That's why they stay under rugs, because that's the problem in our communities now. We don't talk about the problem so we could come up with a solution. And then we get trolls in the chat like this that want to make comments but no solutions.
And let me tell you, and because of half of rainbows like that bastard that was in the chat, that's why I would never trust my child to be around anybody, because somebody like that half a rainbow that say stop bitching or whatever you want to say will sit there and watch your child be touched on and act like it's not happening. That's a disgusting bastard. Go ahead.
If I may, Commander General YAHANNA, and I have to use the men above me to get this example pushed forward. Commander General YAHANNA is a great leader. He's an outstanding leader. And everything that fall up under him, they know how to lead. Every priest and prophet in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge are being trained up to do exactly what Commander General YAHANNA does. And Commander General YAHANNA doesn't just have words to speak. He don't sit around and talk about problems. No, he has solutions.
Right.
I see blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians getting off of drugs. Stop whoredom. Stop eating shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster. Start obeying God's laws, statutes, his commandments. I see blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians gathering together like we about to do at the annual Passover. What's this, 6?
Right.
I see blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians getting together. Brothers is getting together and really being brotherly. I ain't talking about gang banging and blooding and cripping and vice lord and Vatos Loso and all that, 1600 this and I'm talking about real brotherhood. So I know food drives be happening, clothes drives be happening, prison programs, aid for sisters to get sisters in better position as to be a mom and handle their responsibilities. Our countless brothers is getting off their feet. They not digging in garbage cans. They not selling crack cocaine no more. So anything that anybody has to say about the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, man, prove us wrong. Prove Commander General Yohanna wrong, because that's who in saying so, you're trying to say you're going to prove the Lord wrong. Because what Commander General Yohanna does, he follows behind Christ. And who Christ follows behind is the Most High God. So when you trying to say that you're going to prove Israel, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge wrong, you saying you're going to prove God wrong. With that, shalom. Salakia.
That's heavy, sir.
That powerful priest of hand.
Right.
What he brought out is heavy. And that's how and that's how you take care of a troll.
Yeah, that's like that.
You
Yeah,
leave it under the bridge.
Yeah, these scoffers.
I understand, and it's sad. It gets me upset, but at the same time, it gets me upset because our people are lost and defeated and oppressed and destroyed. That they don't know the difference between bitching and addressing problems that need solutions and discussing the solution to the problem. They don't know how to discern the two because they don't know no better. Because being in the world, how can they know better? And like my brother brings out on his apparel, if you know better, you do better to live better. All that comes in, all that being said, coming to the ISUPK and prove us wrong. Put on all black and get in the class. If you got a question, type it in the chat. If you got a gripe, put it in the chat. But don't make BS comments like quit bitching and you just now jumping in the chat an hour and a half late as if you was watching the whole thing and you knew what we was talking about. That's another thing. People want to jump in on the back end of stuff and say we're bitching or we this or we that. They don't even know. They trying to jump in the pot and don't even know what flavor it is. Now, I mean, we over here stirring up Kool-Aid. They don't even know the flavor. They just see us stirring. Talk about what you make.
Salakia, sir.
Yeah.
That article that we played about that sister that was getting sexually assaulted by her father. When she was out there sharing her pain, was she bitching? Know what I mean? You know what I mean? Know what I mean? When Dylan Roof came up in the church and unalived our people, and people stood up and said it was wrong, was they bitching? What about Peyton Griner? What about when he walked into that Buffalo supermarket and unalived them grandmothers coming out of the goddamn supermarket in Buffalo? Did they say was they bitching?
Yeah, I got a good one. Let's show a little clip of NYPD's finest and how seriously they take the laws of the land, right?
That's me. Weed now? That's crazy. She chiefing. That's good. Cops be smoking weed now? That's crazy. She chiefing. That's good. Cops be smoking weed now? That's crazy. She chiefing. That's good.
Steamrolling
Cops
that.
be smoking.
She's steamrolling that J. But see, that's how much they respect the laws of the land, right? And you can tell she's a Hispanic woman too. that just goes to show how much she respects the law, statutes, and commandments too, because she don't know no better. And I'm showing it with everyday people that's in the world. You understand? We don't keep these law, statutes, and commandments because we don't know what the laws are, who they belong to. Yeah, I'm going to give you examples. The book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19. Also, Haward gave me this precept last night. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He gave these laws, statutes, and commandments to the 12 tribes of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's who these laws, statutes, and commandments belong to. And to go to the next verse, he have not dealt so with any other nation, meaning he doesn't deal with any other nation other than Israel, which are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And as for his judgments, they have not known them, meaning these other nations like white people, Chinese, Arabs, African, they don't know the Lord's judgments because his law, statutes, and commandments don't apply to them, let alone his judgments. His judgments don't apply to them. That's why when the Lord see fit to destroy them, he's going to destroy them in a different way. He's going to destroy them for oppressing us. He's going to destroy them for the crimes they commit against his people, the ones that he do claim. Let me see what else we got here. Go to the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 1, right? Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained by God, meaning there's no higher power than the Most High God. And if there's anything else, any power given unto the earth is given by the Most High God. So when Yahushua Mashiach, who we inwardly call Christ, was brought down to the earth in the flesh, that power was ordained by the Most High God. He gave us his son in the flesh, and his son was here to show us how to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Father. Let's see. We as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we have to learn how to listen and obey and hearken to the Most High God. Without these law, statutes, and commandments, we are lost as a people. Without these law, statutes, and commandments, we are nothing. We are no better than the oppressor. We are no better than these devils. And without these law, statutes, and commandments, how will we find our way if we're out here lost in this world? What direction do you go in this world if you don't have law, if you don't have structure and order? Let's be honest. Without structure and order, what do you have beyond chaos being in this world? We have to learn how to not only keep the law, statutes, and commandments, but to follow them as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. I pray y'all understand, Israel. Let's see. We give out another precept before I close out. We're going to go to the book of James, chapter 2, verse 10. For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all. I brought something similar to this precept out earlier in class. If you keep the whole law, you keeping the whole law and all the laws that fall under those guidelines of the law, statutes, and commandments. If you fall short and transgress the law by committing sin, one sin is not greater than the other. If you commit one sin, then you're guilty of all the sin. That's why the scriptures say, for whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all. If you can offend in one point, then you're guilty of all of it. Israel, I pray y'all understand and y'all get the picture, and one day we all wake up. You understand? Pay our tithes. Pay our tithes. We got the Lord's annual 56 Passover coming up, April 7th to 14th in Atlanta, Georgia. Lock in your hotel rooms. Get it going and get it together. You know what I'm saying? To the next episode, that's my time, Israel. Shalom.